Hi, I'm Vaila, Vaila Barante, and let me tell you, it's a hard time for a barber to make a cred. With the galactic civil war in full swing, Imperial soldiers are cracking down on security, while rebels are tying up illicit resources to fund their cause. Crime lords, such as Jabba the Hutt, Lady Valerian, and Nym of Locke, have risen to the occasion seeking to capitalize on the turmoil. The Black Sun have expanded their empire, concentrating on the areas that everyone else was neglecting. And where does that leave me? A two-cred slicer and short-term entrepreneur? Wanted. Usually not by everyone at once, but things have been a touch unfavorable lately. Unfavorable which could be directly linked to the Black Sun not clearly marking their supplies, Valerian's hackers not locking up their data tightly enough, and stormtroopers who just don't mind their own business. And that little incident at Jabba's. Well, that's another story. Anyway, this is the story of how things went horribly wrong. Worse than wrong. Things went to Hoth in a hollow basket. And it all starts with a girl named Trixie Malone. Trixie was a bona fide barva, a scoundrel, pirate, and downright schemer. Those, of course, being her good points. And unlike most schemers, surprisingly, some of her schemes even worked. While I don't make a habit in trusting folks generally, Trixie made a pretty good partner in crime. She looked cute, talked pretty, but when it all came down to it, she knew how to use that golden pistol that she carried around. Trix and our third partner, her YT-2400 transport ship that she called the Dantari Rover, made a pretty decent team. While we weren't getting rich, we weren't getting dead either, and that's a plus in this business. Anyway, back to the story. Trix and I weren't really into staying in any one location for too long, but we found ourselves making a pretty tight orbit around a little town on Dantooine called Persephone. One night, in the back of a local cantina, over a few Jawa beers and sabacans, some of the locals told us the legend of Persephone. It goes something like this. A long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away, there lived a young gal named Persephone. Persephone was a pretty fancy girl, and all the fellows were right into her. Her mom, however, definitely wasn't into that, and so poor Persephone didn't really have much fun. One fellow in particular was a bard named Hades. Hades decided that he was going to have Persephone for himself, so one night he kidnapped the poor girl and took her down to his dark, fiery secret lair. On Mustafar, probably. Now, while Persephone was pretty ticked at being black-bagged, she was getting a touch rumbly in the tummy, and so when Hades offered her a mirage melon, she ate it. But it wasn't just any mirage melon. The seeds from this melon were a rare spice, and when she ate them, she was bound to Hades and could never leave him. Now, Persephone's mom, who was named Demeter, was real rich and fancy-like, and held some government position on Naboo or some such. Anyway, she got uppity and had a huge fit, messed up all kinds of stuff politically, and finally sent some other barv, named Zeus, I reckon he was some kind of bounty hunter, to get her back. So Zeus heads over. Now this is where the story gets a touch fuzzy, which is also about the time we switched from Jawa beers to Akaragum shots. So anyway, Zeus heads over and he puts Persephone into a banishment crystal with Axvamin, and then Dr. Walter Eminus... Hold on. That doesn't sound right. Hang on. I got it. Okay, so Zeus heads over, but Hades has had dealings with the Hutts, and so he bargains tough. In the end, Zeus is only able to bring Persephone back for half of the time. The other half she stays with Hades. So yeah, that's what you get for working with bounty hunters. But this arrangement in the legend was used to explain the changes in fuel prices, yeah. So when all was said and done, Hades mostly got what he wanted, Demeter mostly got what she wanted, and that just left Persephone, caught in the middle, between two sides in an endless war. And you know, I don't really know how her story ends. Whether she found happiness, whether she broke free and went her own way, or whether she was destroyed by one or all of the forces that she couldn't escape from. All I've got to say about it? She should have been smarter. She should have seen it coming.